Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, share the video worldwide, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up, the next two are off for Salford. Lamb future discussed again. And will anyone please play Hull? So, positive COVID tests have come into play again, unfortunately, as it means that the postponement of Salford's next two Super League fixtures, Thursday's round 16 match against Hull Kingston Rovers and a scheduled visit to Wakefield Trinity on Monday the 2nd of August, have been called off. Under the RFL COVID-19 protocols, a team can apply to postpone a match if 7 or more senior players are unavailable as a result of COVID-19, either through positive contacts or close contacts. Positive tests as well. Unfortunately, Salford have exceeded this threshold. The postponement fixtures will be added to the list of possible rearranged fixtures. Although the Betfred Super League table is likely to be determined by win points percentage to allow the possibility of all fixtures not being fulfilled. So Salford are the latest one to suffer rafts. It just comes in different waves, unfortunately, for Super League at the moment, from club to club, and I wonder what's going on there. It was Hull KR originally, now it's Salford. St Helens was in between. Most of that was being caught up into someone else's issues. And then Castleford. We're going to keep going around in a circle. It's either going to be one or two things. Track and trace is too sensitive, and they need to work that out so that it works for people rather than businesses, or the protocols that are in place are not strong enough. And with the British public coming out of complete lockdown on the 19th of July, it could be that we may have rushed too soon. We have not been in a bubble at all for Rugby League during this entire season, as Rugby League didn't seem that they had to because of they're following the government's path, in better words to say about it. So Salford, unfortunately, have to sit down for 2 games. They've won 2 and lost 1 in the last 3 games, so that sort of form will push them up the league, winning 66% of the games. That's playoff form. I know the 2 wins were against the Castleford side that was depleted, that was a rout, but then the momentum in the next game was really, really good, and they won that. But then they faced the Leeds again, away, at a decent crowd, Headingley. They need to get over that big game shock quickly and get playing rugby games as soon as possible. So after their Saturday's mammoth trip to the south of France, after their game in midweek was called off, Hull Kingston Rovers attempted to switch opponents at short notice again, but it's understood that there was no appetite for Lee Centurions nor Huddersfield Giants to step in. The upshot is Tony Smith's side will not play this week and remain on 11 games, 7 short of the required number to make them eligible for the playoffs. Hull KR's next fixture is against Catalan Dragons at Craven Park next Monday. Positive COVID tests mean the postponements of the Salford's next 2 games, said the statement from the Rugby Football League. But Hull KR have now seen 7 games postponed during the wave of coronavirus in Super League, including the Hull derby twice. Last Saturday's Catalans game was their first game in 5 weeks. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to say that everyone's scared of HKR. Why did they not want to play them? Are they scared that they're not going to be good enough to play HKR after their results in Catalan? Yes, they lost 32 points to 30, but it was a penalty that was the difference. It was nothing else. There have been so many detractors from HKR over the last few years not being up to snuff in the Super League, and then as soon as they start getting momentum, you see the real HKR team. Now, I'm not saying that these teams are ducking them intentionally, but I think it's the easy option. If it's points per win, Lee are going down, so they would want to play a team as soon as possible, and they've been given enough notice. For one reason or another, they don't want to play them. Huddersfield, they had a fantastic win against Hull, 40 points to 22, with the youngsters playing out their skins in the halves. So why wouldn't they want to play against a whole KR team to see where their mental is at that point? Yes, it may be detrimental to their season in points tally, but it shows confidence in these youngsters so that they can grow and flourish before next season's Theo Farge. I don't get it. If there's a chance to play a rugby league game and you have a chance to get in the playoffs outside the chance, or you're stopping another team to get in to the playoffs, you do it fairly. You play. I just don't get it. Hopefully there'll be a way to rectify this situation, but we need to look into it. I want to commend Hull KR for what they did to step up and say, we want to play. Anyone want to play us? Our game's been called off. We can catch up. Because they've not played. Get some money in the door. It's a strange all season. And it's a comment for Bubbles again. Now we go on to Wigan, as there is always speculation at the end of the coming to mid to end of the year in regards to head coach Adrian Lamb. He spoke to the press yesterday and was tight-lipped as speculation intensified that he would leave the club at the end of the season yet again. Lamb is off contract at the end of 2021 and is approaching the end of his third season at the DW Stadium. The popular former Warriors halfback returned to the club at the start of 2019 season, and Lamb was supposed to keep the seat warm for Shaun Edwards during the 2019 season, but remained in the position last year after Edwards did a U-turn on his decision to take the Wigan job. Lamb's reign has therefore continued for a third campaign, but is yet to win a major trophy, despite collecting the League Leaders' Shield last year. Former boss Shaun Wayne is expected to rejoin the club next season as a part-time director of rugby. As whether Lamb, expected to continue as a head coach beyond this year, Lamb said, "I've been asked this every week, to be honest with you, and the same answer is that through June to July, it's about the players, recruitment, retention, coaching staff, and the head coach. I'll talk to the club about that in the next couple of weeks once I get through my players first, as I did last year in the same situation. It's no different, and if there is any further news, the club and myself will inform everyone as soon as possible." In my own personal comments about this, I think Lamb has been feeling like the placeholder for the last 2 to 3 years now. He was originally going to be the stopgap for a Shaun Edwards takeover, but that didn't come to pass and he was given a job. I don't like to say in default, but he was there. He was progressing the team in his own image. He has been this year unfortunate by a few injuries, and also he's been trying to mould the team into his own image, what he expects the team to be, to give them the best option to go for honours. There may be players coming back by the end of the season which help them facilitate that, but at this moment in time, I feel that Adrian Lamb is not getting the best of support, and he deserves a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he's up there with Shaun Wane in the way that he's been ingrained into the Wigan psyche. I think he wants to dominate everything, but it'll take him a lot longer to do so. I hope he proves me wrong, because as they know, he is an ex-Wigan foot halfback, and when they play well, they're remembered forever. Shaun Edwards being the case in point, but he's either going to have to be given time, or a change is going to come through. We'll see by the end of the season, or when Adrian Lamb is comfortable to make a decision either way. There have been rumours that on Twitter that I think it's Matt Peets, his assistant at the time, was going to move into the coaching role after his years of being assistant for Lamb and Shaun Wane, with Wane going up at Director of Rugby. But that's a fluid situation, as Adrian Lamb could be given the job full time again next year. We just don't know. There's still a bit more to go on with that statement, so I'll go through it now. So when Lamb was asked about whether the decision to extend his contract laid with him or the club, he added, "I think it's a little bit of both, to be fair. I've always wanted a 12-month contract as we've gone along. I've obviously first brought up in on a 12-month contract with Shaun Edwards coming in for the second year. Then that rolled on, and we're in no different situation to what we were in the first year. Luckily enough, I've had the opportunity to be here for 3 years, and I'm loving every minute." Lamb's side have won their past 3 games ahead of Wednesday's crunch clash with Warrington Wolves. And he said about that clash, "It's been a difficult time for us injury-wise, and the good part is only just starting to unfold. So I don't want to be stressed out about contracts," he said. "We've already got players leaving the club, and we've announced some signings this week, so we're getting to the bottom of that now. Once we do, I can chat to the club and one way or another sort it out." Now I must make a correction, the last bit was all about next year and the future, not the Warrington game. More information will be coming out about the Warrington game through the Associated Press to do with those games. But Adrian Lamb is looking forward to next year and has started his recruitment for next year, assuming that he was going to be the coach. Plus, Matt Peet, if the rumours are correct that he's going to take over at the end of the year with Shaun Wane going in at Director of Football level, means that he knows what's coming in, the qualities that are involved, and also what they are needed to do to get them to be at the top level so that they can beat the likes of Saints, Warrington, Leeds, Castleford if they come to Hull for that, and also Catalan. Can't forget Catalan, they're in the run of the form of their life and could get the League Leaders Shield for that for the Super League. So we'll see how things bubble down for them. So that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide. I need your help. You need rugby league information. I can bring that to you. So win-win. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. All the best, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.